Hello and welcome back here to Adobe Live. Hello, it's me, Emma.
Hello, Emma. Good to see you today. Looking sharp as always.
Yes, changed my look. Do you like what I've done with the beard?
Always trying to grow a mustache since years, but it never worked so far.
Right. Yes. So if you're wondering why Emma does look a bit different today and has a different name, you know, she's not feeling. She's feeling a bit under the weather. She cycled too much for the weekend, so instead you will have to deal with me. And today it's going to be all about illustration, and we're going to illustrate some Valentine's cards in Fresco. And
that sounds lovely.
I'm joined by the one and only Melanie. And I've heard that, today is Valentine's Day as far as I know. Isn't that right? So should we just start the stream with a song?
Yes, do it.
Only if you play along. Okay, that's enough.
Well done.
It's Fresco time, will you be mine online? On the stream today, it's Fresco time. I can't think of a rhyme for this. Okay. Right. Fresco. And you actually heard me right. I said we will illustrate because I will join along and draw, perhaps also a card, So, first of all, should we say hi to the chat?
Yes, hello chat. Good to see everyone.
Right, let's say hi. And in the chat, joining us today, we have Annika and Krista and Sean and Andreas and Jack. Hi, Jack. And Gareth. And scrolling up even more, Oliver. Oh, hello there. Yeah, everyone is joining us today. And if this is your first time joining us, then come on over to Behance. That's behance.net/Adobe Live. I'll show you the link right here. behance.net/Adobe Live. Join us there. Say hi in the chat. And yeah, tell us what you think of my song that I just played. Anyway, Melanie, what do you have for us?
We'll do a bit of illustration, of course, in Fresco, but we will also try to animate it. And we will have a look at the multicolor picker today because I want to illustrate the word love. And I think there's no better way to do that than with a multicolor picker and the brushes you can create with it. What do you think about that?
That sounds like a plan. I think we should just switch over to your screen and start with yours, just so we can see what you already have prepared. And it looks like, it says love.
Of course it does. So I'm the positive one here today, whilst you will be the skeptical one. Let's call it like that. And I will be the one who's the illustrator, and you're the one who's trying to illustrate. I think that's a good match.
Excuse me? Yes. Right. So I will also be drawing. That's nice. Yes, if you want to draw at home, get your iPad or Windows 10 device, load up Fresco, and join along. It's going to be fun. For one of us.
So I will definitely have fun. I prepared some things. We can have a look at that if you want right now.
Let's do it.
Or do you actually want to quickly talk through the new features of Adobe Fresco? Because they are really nice, those new features.
We can mention them and perhaps then we can show them if we have some time. And the idea. And hi, Kenneth. Thanks for joining. Right. Some new features. One of them, the reference layers, my personal favorite. Because now I can finally have my line drawings on a separate layer and fill them on a different one. So they don't have to be on the same layer. Isn't that something?
That's really cool, actually. And I think we might try that later. So a little preview of what we're going to do. It's also one of my favorites because, first of all, you can use the scribble and you don't draw on the page or on the layer anymore, which happens so often. Forgetting to pick the right layers. That's a really cool one. But what I like even more is, I'm undecided. I think I also like the, thank you for showing it. I also like the new animation feature where you can select one layer with all the frames you have created there and transform them simultaneously. That's really nice.
And they don't even have an image for that.
No, but I picked one that's not in the preview.
Great. Thanks. Yes, but also we have some new features, including the color margin feature. So if you ever have filled in like a line drawing and you see that wide edge around the fill layer, that's how you can get rid of that. And of course, also the canvas projection, which is great if you are perhaps a streamer and you only want to show the canvas, or if you have a second monitor and you really want to see your artwork as big as possible, then this can be a great way for you to see your work as a whole, because if you zoom in on the iPad, it won't zoom in on the monitor. So you can always see your artwork in full screen. Wow.
That's also a cool one.
Some new and upcoming features coming soon. Anyway, I think we already have talked about for 7 minutes. Why don't we get started?
Yes, that's what I like. Pressure on Valentine's Day. Let's do this.
Right.
So I mentioned it before. We will have a look at the multicolor picture today. Did you use that feature before?
Yes, of course. But could you explain it again?
I will do that. So let me hide quickly the sketch of what we will do later on. The multicolor picker can be found on the left side here. It's pretty close to the color picker and you can switch back and forth on the upper. I will drag it down. You can see that here. The multicolor picker describes that you can select multiple colors, but also shapes you created. Let's have a look at the one I created with one of the new brushes, the winter brushes. As you can see here, I just placed a couple of brushes on top of each other to create a shape. Then you can go there with the multicolor picker and create a brush out of it, which is really nice.
But hang on, Melanie, don't you have to disable the background layer? Otherwise you will get a white background on your brush?
No, that's really cool. Because it's also new. And it didn't work before, but now it does. It really just picks up the color and shapes that you created without the background.
Innovation.
Really cool. And as you can see here, then the whole shape and colors are picked up and you can brush with them. Looks always a little spacey and a little alien, but kind of like it. And the cool thing about it is you have the option to transform that brush in the brush settings. And with that, you can make really cool brushes out of that look really, really nice and three-dimensional.
Wow. And I see the chat is asking what I'm going to draw. But I think we just already saw what you had in mind. You wanted to illustrate the word love. So perhaps I thought for everyone who doesn't like Valentine's Day, I could draw something else. And if you have any ideas in the chat of any words, perhaps something like hate, something nice,
Something nice, something negative, but nice. like okay, cool. Or
whatever.
Like that.
No, that's a bit long. Don't say yeah, whatever.
Yeah, please go for whatever, because then Tim will have a really hard time to illustrate that in now 40 minutes. But yes, that's should we go further with the multicolor picker, Tim? Because this is not the only thing. I have another example here, because you can create really cool shapes and those are picked up too. And I will give an example of that because I used them already. And that's what you can see here. Oh, you can't see here. No, the idea.
Annika just said, okay, thanks, bye. I like that. Or just the K part. K. Or just the two ticks, like seeing your message. Oop.
Yeah, it's short but hidden. That's good.
What's the Valentine's equivalent of the Grinch? I think we have the answer right here.
Well, very good jokes in the chat today. That's good.
Self-love. Well, that's, yeah.
It's an option, but not for today.
Well, perhaps not on stream.
Okay.
Cupid. All right. I was thinking more about lettering, but okay, all right. But back to you. You said about multicolor illustration and multicolor brushes, because you can actually tweak those brushes. They don't have to stay just as like a stamp icon.
Yes, but you just I'm already lost in the brushes because they're really nice, and I forgot to explain what I did. You can really have all kinds of brush shapes there, and the cool thing is you can edit them very easily, and you have the little preview up here. One of my favorite features, you see what kind of brush you created. You can change the diameter, and especially with the pen pressure, which you can find on the shape dynamics. It's really easy and really nice to make an interesting looking lettering in a very quick way. And always looks a bit three-dimensional, which is really cool. I had a look at the brush settings now, but there's more, especially if you add details to that, because many people think you use the multicolor picker, you create a brush out of it, but that's not all. Once you did that, you definitely should have a look at some additional details to add there. And let me show you something before I start something new again, but I will I have something prepared actually. Wait. When I speak about details, this is what I'd like to show you. Tons of layers, but here it is.
Wow.
Yes, it's also the multicolor picker brush with some additional highlights and some additional, well, scribbled lines in between to make it more organic and a bit more tangible, which is really nice. You're still laughing about the suggestions in the chat.
No, I just see Mark says, you draw the I love you and I draw the I know.
That's a good one.
I was just thinking like a nice pink nope. Nice and short, you know.
Will you actually show what you're doing, or will we just focus on my...
I mean, I didn't want to interrupt your flow. So if you want to switch over at any time, of course, we can do that.
Yes, show us what you did already. Just a little explanation whilst we look at yours. I will now create one letter and show them the highlights I add to it. So
yep.
I will now create a letter and make a selection, but now it's your time to shine, Tim.
Time to shine. All right. Then let me switch over to my iPad. And of course, since a certain person in the chat requested it, I just have to do one thing really quickly, which is unrelated to the stream. And if you don't know what this is all about, then you will have no idea why I'm doing exactly this. There we are. And no crash. There you go, Sean. Right. So I thought I will create something fuzzy, like a fuzzy brush. So we can have this. And I'm using the ink brush from the fall 2021 brushes, because I happen to like that one. That has a nice texture. And I'm just creating my stamp like this. Pick a different color. Because it's Valentine's Day, I'm using this, for me, very unusual color palette, which I would normally never use. But oh well.
Tim, the combination of those two colors, they are strong.
Wait for it. There we are.
Sean's very happy about the light bulb joke he did.
I knew it. There we go. I'm just looking for some different colors for the edge, hoping that this will indeed work, because I haven't tried that one yet, and just saw that there's an overhang. There we go. Right. Hopefully, if I now go to the pipette tool and make sure to select like on the bottom left, you can see, I can switch over to multicolor. I can now hover over that, position it. There we are. And hopefully, if I now go to a new layer and use, I don't know, any brush really, could be, let's try this one. Yes, indeed, we can now draw with the wonderful multicolor sampling. So why don't we pick one that's... Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Right. And then we'll go into shape dynamics. Just crank up the angle jitter, which I've already done. There we are. Size jitter can't hurt. Can flip it too. That's nice. And now I can hide that layer and draw using this very fluffy, furry brush. Look at that. Ooh. And just notice, I mean, it looks great, but it's a bit dark. So perhaps we can just brighten it up using these sliders. So I will make it more saturated and even brighter or even less. There we go. That's it. Yep. But I'm not really feeling the, you know.
The love in it.
I actually have one that I've prepared earlier. That's, oh no, that's not different. Perhaps we just should try a different brush because this isn't really what I want. Of course, that's great. We can try many different brushes. How about... No. Certainly not. And this is exactly how I would normally do it. I would just go through and see which one I like. Perhaps even one from the other ones, like one of the basic ones. Ooh, that's very big. Also very nice. But you know, I will actually just go back to the yeah, let's try the concept brushes. Why not? See what we can have. Ooh,
I feel it actually works always best with the basic brushes.
Yeah.
Because you do so much editing anyway of the brush itself that it doesn't matter which one you start with.
The basic ones, you say? All right.
Yeah.
Let's try them. Or perhaps while I'm doing that, we can jump over to your screen real quick and see what you're doing.
Yes, let's do that.
All right. We can see your screen right now. What are you working on?
So I went back to the initial concept, initial scribble I had of the composition of the word love, and I added those brushes here. As you can see, looks very, how would you say that? Almost like one of those neon signs, but it's created with the dot brush I had. And whenever you have certain particles that are not connected, it really uses their separate shapes to create this brush, and it looks really nice. Before I'm adding the details here I will add some colors and some solid shapes to see if the composition is still good, which you can see right now. I'm using a lot of geometric shapes to do that because drawing circles is fun, but you're way faster when you use the drawing aids. So I will use the one for the circle, and of course also the one for square. Fill it and done.
Sandrine is also saying it works very well with the watercolor brushes. That's right, because you can always use them even for watercolors, which is great. You can paint with multiple colors in one brush, and they will all flow into each other and really behave in a wonderful way. I think even the oil brushes, if we wanted to.
Giving that a try right now, because I have not used the watercolor brushes with it.
Well, perhaps these two colors in a combination won't blend that well because orange and blue don't traditionally work well together in watercolor. But perhaps in oil, because those won't mix as much.
Okay, Tim. Thank you for the feedback.
There you go. You asked for it. Right.
Giving it a try with the oil brushes. Yes, and that's really smooth.
Oh, nice.
I was just a little surprised that you're giving me feedback on the colors. As usually, That's what I do with yours. And it's absolutely splendid. It's so nice. I love it.
There you go.
Thank you, Sandrine. Oh, I will change my whole concept. I will use that.
And I know that I can give you feedback on the colors today, because my color, there's no way to say it, but other than it's perfect. It's haven't seen anything like it ever.
Ever? Yeah, excited to see it. And what I love about the color picker, multicolor picker, yes, multicolor picker is you can experiment so much, and you can really try it and go back and forth, and nothing ever looks the same. That's really cool. And I see in the chat, Laura asked how to create the neon-like brush. Of course. So what I started with are those dots that are now hidden behind the really huge black door. There they are. Those are pretty much the 3 dots. You pick them up with the color picker, as you can see down here. And once you use them, depending on how you set the brush, it will look like that. And it also twists and turns really nicely depending on if you have it, if you have pen pressure selected or pen tilting. So it's really nice to add those brushes there. As you can see, I would say now there's too much of this orangey peach color, and then I would change the angle to have more red in front, it's so cool. This works. And then everything would be a little bit more red. Why am I actually doing this whole designy stuff with all the concept? And I should just brush the word love, and that's it.
You tell me.
What time is it? Okay, still time to make to flip the concept.
I'm just trying to figure out Tony's question. See if I know the answer. Because he asked, what's the German name for the multicolor picker? I'm just trying to figure it out.
So on the German streams, we're trying to find the English words, and on the English ones, we try to find the German words.
Yeah, that's it. And it doesn't have a name.
No way.
Yeah, in the English version, it says multicolor eyedrop in Adobe Fresco. In the German one, it says mehrfarbig malen, so draw with multiple colors in Adobe Fresco. So it doesn't have a name, apparently. There you go. So we can, I guess we're the first one to name it then.
You know what the name in German is, right?
Krachtsen, schmierzen, barsten, Buffel.
Bobble.
That is, that's right.
You would have to go back to, I think, 500 streams ago where Julia named it, and she called it the Bobble.
Right. Okay. By the way, I think I have my brush ready. So I'll just quickly switch over to my screen for just a moment. There we are. And it will look like this. Very fuzzy. Like, look at that. All the fur. And the way I achieve this, by the way, is just by going into the shape dynamics and increasing the angle jitter like this. By the way, you can actually test your brush in this window up here, right? You can even play with the size jitter if you want to, but I will keep that fairly low. And now, if I close it again, I have this brush, which looks like, yeah, looks very fuzzy. So I thought it would be very funny, you know, if we drew something that just doesn't work, like, ooh, I don't know. Yeah. That's nice, right?
Yes. So the spacing between the letters could be a little adapted, but...
Okay, I see. There we are.
Give it another try. You know, I wrote love 100 times now. just in those past 20 minutes. So you can...
There we are. How about that?
Oh, Tim, I think you need to make the brush a bit heavier with thicker strokes, because then you could have, almost a graffiti-like really close together hate, something that's really fluffy, because now it's almost a little too widespread.
Fine. You say a bigger brush. All right. Okay.
Yeah. And everything closer, it's really, really fluffy.
Okay. Closer, but fluffy. No, that's an N. That's not an H. That's an H. No, definitely not.
No, but you changed now to a script again. Before you just had capital letters.
Well, I can do anything you want. I can do.
We should rename the stream to a constantly changing concepts stream.
Graffiti, she says. Okay. I feel like I can. If it is graffiti, it should have some arrows like this. Yeah, that's it.
You're breaking my heart.
Yeah. Wow. Bam. Bam. Pew. And then she'll have like this and wow. Bam. No, that's too.
I see you're having a lot of fun there. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's what Fresco is for.
Bam. And more arrows. There we are. Wow. Then this T like this. And the E. And whew, pow, pow, pow. There we are. Right? I mean, if this isn't the best graffiti ever, I don't know what
it's
is.
Perfect. I'm never sure if I'm here to to give feedback or to say what I think, but it's Valentine's Day, so I don't want to hurt your feelings, and
that's okay.
I will support you in your design decisions.
The reason I wanted to have the script font is so I can have some overlays and I can add some 3D later on. That was like the idea.
Ah.
Right. So perhaps I should, even though I'm not that great at script fonts, I could just keep this style. Because then I can actually go in and on a new layer, of course, just select it like this and create a clipping mask and use a darker brush. Of course, lower opacity. Et voila. 3D.
Nice. Yeah, that's something you can only do in afterwards, once you created the word, because I thought you're now trying to add some highlights to the fluffy brush you have, because this is something you could have done with the initial, with the initial splatter you created, because it was, the colors were very similar.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
The colors you had there were very similar. That's why now the brush looks so fluffy. Or maybe you also switched the brush to, you have the, how's it called? The roundness settings. No, wait, that's the wrong one.
I actually used a different brush. I used the small chisel brush from the lettering brush set. So that's flat by default.
Okay.
And if you rotate it around, it actually looks a bit fluffy. And that will add the shadows when you letter with it. Oh, make a 3D sphere. Yes, but the 3D sphere wouldn't work with the way I created the fur effect, because I rotated the brush around. And if we create a 3D sphere and we rotate that, then we would have the shadows on one side and the highlights on the other, and it would constantly change. So that wouldn't work. But normally, if I didn't have the 3D, I know the fluffy, furry, whatever brush, then yes, that would work indeed. Okay, so what are you doing, Melanie?
I decided to have a solid shape layer in the background because I might change colors later on. So I will have those now, and I will use the brush to make some nice round connection there. So it's not the word itself that I'm writing with it, but it should somehow flow from the L down to the V and then to the E and end the word nicely. Not sure if this explanation.
No, I get it. You're choosing a much more graphical approach to this. One would say you have thought this through more than I did.
One could assume that, yes.
Oh dear.
But as always, Tim, the most important is just the experimentation and trying to find new ways of doing stuff. And that's what we do here.
Well, that's right. That's why this is live, Aha. And you know what else is great about having a live stream?
What is it?
People can watch and they can chat. And if you're watching this and you're not chatting yet, what are you doing? Come on over to behance.net/Adobe Live and join the chat. Once again, that's behance.net/Adobe Live. Right. I think it's time to drink something.
Cheers.
Because I had to make some changes to my mic settings because of my new headphones. Now I constantly hear myself doing this all the time. I'm not sure if it's coming across on stream. I hope it's not.
It's not, but you can imagine that it's just a little rabbit in the background. That always helps with the weird sounds.
Right.
It also has something alien-like.
What?
Now that I hear it. You don't hear the things you have never thought about, but once you hear them, you can't make them unheard.
Unhear it again, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat who's drawing along by any chance? If so, let us know. Tell us. And show us.
Is it actually your first time you're drawing with the multicolor picker online, Tim? Live here in front of everyone?
Live? Yes. Of course, not the first time drawing with it. I've played with it before, but I think it might be the first time it's actually live.
That's cool.
There has to be a premiere for everything, right? In Adobe.
Yeah, live for the first time on Valentine's Day. That's very cool.
Right?
Falling in love with the multicolor pickers right away.
Oh, yeah.
In case someone is drawing along, if you have a really nice way of using the hearts to use the multicolor picker, I'd be interested in seeing that. Because I have this on my list for a very long time and it never turns out really nicely. I don't know why I can't get the hearts to work. Maybe that's a challenge for you, Tim. I don't know.
What are you trying to do with the hearts?
I don't know. I want them to nicely float around. Maybe I should create a new brush.
You can always use scatter and just...
Yeah, but then they just go crazy.
Yeah, increase the... Yeah, there we are. That's it.
It's not what I'm looking for.
And then make them smaller. Hardness.
See, it looks like a...
Well, that's too many. I think decrease the spacing slightly, and decrease the size and increase the spacing, so you have fewer hearts. Of course, the hardness, I don't think we should bring that up, because then you will just have blurry hearts.
Right. Yeah. I still have the pen pressure on. Maybe that's why. Oh, now it's... Whoa. Okay.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Oh, but that's nice. That could look really cool in an animation. But you're right.
Are you planning on animating?
Are you having a look at the watch again? I had that in mind.
25 minutes.
Easy. Okay.
Well, someone is
I need
confident.
to focus on I forgot the...
Someone is confident.
Yeah, as always. And then time runs out.
And we only have 5 minutes.
And then I usually say, see you soon.
Right.
Now I remember what I wanted to try. Sandrine, why didn't you tell me about this again? Because I completely forgot about the watercolor brushes.
Yes, Sandrine, come on.
Okay.
I actually have a question for the chat because I'm not sure quite yet. So chat, help me out here. Should this loop go over itself or below? Like, how can I say this? So should it be like... Ooh, that's too big. Should it go like this? So this one goes below, or should it go like this? So this one would be over, this one would be on top, and this one... Oh, hang on. Should the vertical bit be on top or below? How about that? There we are. Should this one be on top or should it below? Should be below the other one. Right.
I wish I could answer, but I didn't have a look at your screen.
Under, below. Below. Okay, all right. So that would mean it is like this. All right, below. Below it is. Cool, thanks. That's all. Back to
I wish it was always that easy. Just asking the chat for feedback. Okay. I should maybe place that in the background. Yep. The most important thing is, I hope you did that, Tim. When using the brushes, you always need to make sure, or you should try to make sure to have as many layers as possible, because you then can switch them around just the way you need them.
Yeah, I'm totally not working on just one layer.
Just telling you early enough so you don't make mistakes which you might regret later on. Oh, actually, one of my absolute favorite features in Fresco is the erasing with a brush, because then all the erased shapes are super smooth and blend in really nicely. But I guess you know that already.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I'm a Fresco professional, and I draw every day.
I'm a Fresco pro.
That sounds like a new song.
Can you play it for us?
Of course. Where's my cowbell? Hang on. There you go. That's it. It's an instrumental song, if you didn't know.
Oh no, I could combine them with the... I would just create a new brush again.
A new brush? You're crazy.
Yeah, just to see if it works. And if it's that easy to give it a try, then I need to create a new one.
Wasn't there like some update with some recent brushes which you can now find somewhere? Or am I misremembering that one?
Now there are, of course, new winter brushes, which are really cool. Did you have a look at them already?
Yes, of course. The Kyle Webster stream where he demonstrated all of them.
Yes, we're not going to do that, but I can give you a little preview. They pretty much look like that.
There you go.
Super cool. It's
Right.
not a mess with the other stuff in the background. But it's a lot of nature brushes. It's upside down. Now I see. It's a lot of nature brushes, a lot of twigs, and really nice details you could add to your illustration. I might go for the little sparkly stars up there.
And you know what? I think I know why I don't have some features, because I didn't update my frescoes. I will do that right now.
Good idea. I always love updating Fresco during live streams.
Yeah?
Hmm?
Yeah. So do I. Hoping that I have saved my fresco work.
Of course.
There we go. Open. Yes, and there we go. This is actually what I wanted to talk about when I mentioned recent brushes, because I didn't mean the winter brushes. What I meant were the recent brushes, which now, in the new update of Fresco, there we are, actually show at the very top of your brush set. So you can always go back to your most recently used brushes. And of course...
Oh, this means I don't have to go to the... I don't have to look at my crazy amount of favorite brushes, but I see the recent ones. That's nice.
And that's also the reason why we didn't see the transform all frames in the motion layer, because I was still on the older version of Fresco. Because I'm normally not using the public version. I'm always using like the pre-release. So that's, of course, I can't do this on stream. So that's why it wasn't updated. And even the other one, like perspective, grid capture. Wow. And winter brushes. Wow. And eyedropper improvements. Wow. There we go. Come on. Hate. And Fresco saved everything. Isn't that nice? I'm wondering, do I have now access to the winter brushes? Discover new brushes. Yes, I do. Look at that. Follow! Yay! Done. So I could...
I thought I had something you don't have when you told me that you can't access that.
Yeah, we were talking in the green room, like, do you see the winter brushes? Yeah, I didn't see them. Like, what? It's crazy. So now I can actually use them to draw something behind my great illustration. So perhaps some mountains, you know?
Very nice. How are you going to animate them?
Gonna animate the mountains.
No, not the mountains. Are you going to animate? Yeah, I thought you would. I thought you would draw them with shapes or something. That's why I asked. But you can also try to animate those, yeah?
I don't think so.
Okay. I just thought I might trigger your high aspirations here, but no pressure.
Well, let's go back to your screen.
I actually just messed up the highlights here.
Oh dear.
Because I used the... That looks better.
You know what I like about the lasso tool? You can just pause, take off your Apple Pencil, and just continue whenever you're ready. You don't have to hold it down all the time. I really like that.
That's a very good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Drawing with you in Fresco is fun. I learned something, you learn something. It's a classical win-win situation.
And I hope you at home have also updated your Fresco to the latest version. If not, tell us about it. And discover the new features with us together. And if you're chatting on YouTube, come on over to Behance. That's be.net/Adobe Live. Once again, be.net/Adobe Live. All right.
Okay.
So I'm just noticing I have to speed up my workflow quite a bit.
I just thought the same. I had, again, very high aspirations, but now I see that I'm running out of time.
As always.
As
Seems
always.
like that's sort of a classic on Adobe Live.
Yeah, that's what you say now, and then we go off stream, and then you say, you're just saying the same every time, again and again. And yes, I do, because time runs faster here.
I would never say this.
Never.
Nuh-uh.
Okay. I think the door is a bit too much. I will just create a very nice circle, maybe a shape. If Fresco allows me to do that, yes. I like that.
And Sean
cool.
says, I have not played with dual brushes much. And because Sandrine was saying you can also mix brushes, two brushes by ticking the dual brush setting. Works best if you play with the blending modes. Yes, I actually played in Photoshop with dual brushes. And you can create really nice looking watercolor brushes. So if you look, if you check out the stream I did with Maddie, I think we even created a watercolor brush. So definitely lots and lots of different ways to customize your brushes and make them your own.
I have to say I missed out on the stream you did with Maddie. I'm a little ashamed because I usually try to watch all of your streams, but I missed out on this one.
There you go. You know what, Melanie? I also watch all of your streams.
I know you do.
Because I have to.
Yeah, I know.
Sitting right there.
I tried not to comment on it. I thought maybe no one notices, but you have to, of course.
Oh dear. I actually wanted to say something, now I forgot. Too bad.
See? I just had for a quick moment, I thought, how can I get out of this to a stream where you're not listening and you're not joining, but you're always there. So there's no way I can. You're always there.
And Annika
which is
says
good.
She just started drawing along, so she will share it later on Discord. Yeah, that's right. We have a Discord. Shouldn't forget about that. And you can check out the link. Tim will post it to the chat. No, hang on. But you can check it out below the stream. In the video description, there's a link to Discord. And you can join us there. Post your work. Talk about work. Ignore all the Discord Nitro spammers. You know. And now I remember what I wanted to say, but now it's not relevant anymore. I just wanted to say that the reason why you should customize your brushes is perhaps one of the over 1,800 brushes from Kai Webster don't really suit your work, or you need something else, then make your own brushes.
But you know what I saw recently? Because usually there's this joke, Kai T. Webster has those mega brush sets.
Yeah.
And he now, I saw, did a stream on how to use the mega brush set, which is really funny to hear because I think for years I've been saying they're the best, but it's really hard to, wrap your head around all the brushes because it's such a huge amount. Now there's a stream where Kyle explains how to use them. That's nice.
Yeah, and one thing that he always makes sure to say is if you've downloaded the Mega Pack, and you think you now have all the brushes from Culti Webster, no. That would be very wrong, because the Mega Brush Pack is just a subset of all the different brushes. So to get every brush from Culti Webster, you actually have to download all the different packs.
I think we should actually do a challenge once if we have time again. Wait, I'm drawing and speaking at the same time, which doesn't work at the moment. Okay. If we have time at some point again, we should do a little challenge in which we use as many brushes as we can. We haven't done that for a while. We did that a couple of, I think, months ago, where we used a lot of brushes. I think the stream was with Tanya and Julia once, where we even had to use, I think, 3 or 4 brushes.
I mean, that
which is
sounds
nothing.
Just like a recipe for chaos, honestly. Use all 1,800 brushes. Okay.
You don't have to use all of them, but a couple.
Well, yeah. Of course you do. Right. So just looking at my work for a moment. This is where I am right now. And like Melanie said, now perhaps I can add some highlights. And the way I'm going to do that is just by creating another layer, clipping mask, and now painting with a different highlight color. So using the brush from before, but changing the hue to, I know. What's nice highlight color? Yellow? Oh no, that's not. Definitely not the best color
You could just go for white. That usually does the job.
Yeah, maybe. White is so boring. No, yeah, it looks washed out. I don't like that. How about... Ooh, blending modes. Isn't that a fresh idea?
I'm so glad this is not a challenge, because with blending modes, you would just destroy.
And I think we will use
my dreams.
Either color dodge or linear dodge. How about linear dodge? Let's try that. Whoop. That's a bit too much. That's not working the way I want it to work. Why not? If in doubt, try something else. Because technically we don't need the texture brush, so we could very easily just pick one of the regular ones and use just a normal color perhaps. See what we did wrong, because... Oh no, it is working, never mind. I just picked very, very unfortunate default colors, which you can see some texture in it, but it doesn't really show through. So perhaps I could try one thing. I could just use one of the adjustment layers and increase the contrast. That could perhaps work. Play with it. Yeah. That could work. Or perhaps even a bit of color balance. See where it takes us. Now, of course, we're moving away from the pink aesthetic, which I had before, but I don't mind that. There we are. And perhaps now I can try using...
It's really nice too.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I still believe that a bit of a heavier brush and maybe a second layer of the fluff could have helped, but it's nice. It's a good starting point.
I think I have an idea what was the issue. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's it. I actually didn't have the layer filled with black. Because as I told you in the blending modes stream, if you have watched that, it's a difference whether you draw on a transparent layer versus a layer filled with black, and then set the blend mode to one of the brighten blend modes. There's a difference, and in this case it actually matters. Now I can do whatever I wanted and make it slowly brighter. That's it. And perhaps even pick a different blend mode than this one. We could try the color dodge for my extreme and vibrant look. There we are. Right. Or I could even do something completely different. Get rid of this layer. Create a new adjustment layer. Like, I don't know, brightness. Make it brighter. And then just work with a nice mask on it. That could work. But I think for now, I'm just going to stay with this version and add some highlights on top of this. Back to you.
Trying to add some animation here. It's a bit fast, so I will... Okay, wrong. Yeah, that looks better. I have some clouds here that are moving, but they still move way too fast. So I will hide this one. Oh, but those were... It looks better with that, so I will keep it like that. It's so nice. You know, I wanted to have stairs and then some like drops that float out of this door which I had, or the portal, and now I have this circle which is not a portal anymore, and now I have to change the whole concept, and now the clouds are there, but the staircase is not making sense anymore.
There. It's gonna be all fine.
Yeah. Everything is good. Okay, but I have still clouds that move, so that's good. Maybe. Yes, they do. And I have 3 more minutes to do a really nice animation, so that's
there you go. Chop chop. Well, more like 5 seconds. Okay.
Let's say it's a nice concept of what it could be if it's really nice. But onion skin could help me there. Select frame.
Was that too loud?
Very nice. It's never too loud.
Shouldn't be. Oh well. Bam 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 bam.
When is your next music stream coming up?
Music?
Something with music. You have been talking about this for quite a while, but we never set a date. I think you should promise something on a live stream.
Hang on, I just have to do one thing. The excerpt from the countdown theme, which is very important, is of course composed in a different way than we normally would use our countdown timers, which would be much calmer. And then, so just so you know how the countdown timer from the UK works, this is why we played with it. And our countdown timer, of course, is much darker, and it's actually composed in a C minor scale. So there we go. Now it is fair use because we criticized and talked about the music which we played. So now it's fair use. Right.
Okay.
Because a certain person in the chat already talked about the copyright police. But if you talk about it in an educational and criticize way, then that's fine.
The thing is, it's my my first time that will be remembered on the internet on this UK stream here, so I don't know all those inside jokes. But it's good to see that you have your inside jokes. It's good to see that there's also a bit of fun on the UK streams, not just German ones.
Fun? Sorry, we don't have fun over here. That's not something we do. We keep things very, very serious. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? I don't really like the highlights. They don't work.
I can delete them.
Yeah, but I want to have some highlights, but it's not really working. Normally, I would just do it in Photoshop. You know.
Yeah, no, not today. What you could do is you could add some more details, because I think you just worked with, very abstract highlights, but you could have some nice, because you have little, like, it's like fur, and you could really have some nice fur-like, hair-like highlights, which you can add in addition. You know what I mean?
No.
If you have a look at my screen, I can show you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Things like that. It's like a.
I see.
So you're breaking up the pattern that you used.
Yeah.
And you make it. You have those little particles that guide the eye better. I might keep that for mine. It looks funny. Oh no, no, it's just on one of the frames. The cloud goes in and the hair grows. Maybe I do that. But let's pick another brush for that. I wanted to have a very serious design today. A very serious lettering of the word love. Now I have a hairy sphere.
Hairy love.
Okay. Yeah. It's never what I hope it's going to be on the live streams here. It's always better and always different.
And thanks for joining us, Annika, as always. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
Perhaps I just need a background texture. How about that? Perhaps that will fix everything.
Everything can be fixed with a background texture. I will have a little tear that's running out of this bubble. Are we both so focused trying to fix our stuff in the last 5 minutes?
No, not at all. This is where chat talks among themselves,
Okay, so we're asked to listen in.
Yeah, I will just periodically read some of the funny comments in the chat, and then we go from there. Well, no, blue is not working as a color either.
You could also add this really, really nice pastel violet color. It's the Pantone color of the year. And I'm surprised that no one recognized it, because it's not so...
Violet? Hang on, what do you mean recognized? Am I missing something?
You did not see that I'm using the Pantone color of the year in the background.
Pantone
I hear you
color
typing.
Of the year 2022. Well, yours is I would say that's brighter.
It's brighter, yes. But it's on my screen, it's actually a bit darker, but it's supposed to be this color.
Okay. Right. But that's a color. Very Perry.
Very Perry, it's nice.
Okay. I think they can never top the Living Coral from 2019 and the Greenery from 2017.
Yeah, you're right.
The best colors yet, in my opinion. Oh well. Perhaps sorry.
No, please go ahead.
Perhaps I just have to keep it super colorful, and then people won't notice the lettering that much. Like, I just keep it like this, and then add some over here, and just keep it super colorful, and then we can, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
And just
You really went all in with the colors.
Yeah. And then, of course...
Yes, and Sean says 21 gray and yellow. Really, yes.
Yeah, like, oh, come on. You're supposed to be good at this, Pantone.
The yellow was nice too. Okay, I will add some final happy confetti. And then I think I'm done for today, for now.
Now this looks very green. But
or is this a masterclass, Tim? Can we go until we're done?
Have you looked at my work? Could this possibly be a masterclass? I don't think so.
Switch it back to where it was, please.
No,
it was
like
good.
Green. You know?
Oh, come on.
Wait for it, and then I will also. Now I completely switch it around, you know? And just do like this and like this. No, that's not working. Why is it? Okay. Nope.
It was really, really nice the way it was before.
I like the darker version, more contrast.
Oh, Tim, you could also recolor the hate. You know, you can recolor everything.
That's what I wanted to do, but it didn't. Fresco didn't really like the colors I picked. That's okay. I'm not mad. It's all right, Fresco.
I'm sure there's a reason for it. Why Fresco did not allow you to go there.
I think we just need a drop shadow. Yeah, that's it. That's what we need. Because as everyone knows, drop shadows make everything better. And that's a fact.
Probably. How long do we actually go with this here?
Oh, we're way over time. Oh dear. Why didn't you tell me? You just...
That's why.
Okay, I think this is how long we're going to go.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, everyone.
It was a pleasure to have this stream with you, Tim, and thanks everyone in the chat. It was good to see you.
Right.
You're not stopping.
Almost done.
Not stopping.
One moment. I got this. Call me Paul Tranny. I will do 5 more projects in the last 5 minutes.
But I have a crying laugh here, so let me go.
There we go. Just added my drop shadow. There we are.
But John wanted to have a lens flare. Can't we do that?
Nope. Too late. There we are. Can't do any better than that. Thanks for watching, everybody. It was really nice drawing for once on stream, even though perhaps now we all know why I shouldn't do that anymore. But I really like the way your work came out, and the animation, of course. That's a super nice touch.
Yeah, you didn't expect that one, right? You thought I would not finish. Yeah.
Melanie, you're always impressive.
Over-delivering, yes. That's what I do. I over-deliver.
We have another stream tomorrow. Well, not we, no, both of us, but we do have another one tomorrow and on Wednesday. So do join us again. And if you want to see more of Adobe Live, then check out the US streams later today. And from all of us over here at Adobe, thank you for joining and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.